So, hello from me too. You know, I wanted to have a role in the conference, and you could understand which panel I would choose. Eh? Of course, human element. I'm very happy. Unfortunately, Marina Drosou will not be with us. Her mother had a serious accident this morning, and she had to be there. But and we wish all the best. This is the first thing. I would like to welcome you all. I will immediately start with the questions in order to discuss a little bit about this human element. Josephine, you know, you represent, you know, the HR which is new for the shipping ears. It's
Seems
old
like.
for all of us, but new I mean as a position. Attracting new talent into shipping is one of the biggest challenges we face. Okay.
It's true.
How can the industry make maritime careers more meaningful and appealing to the next generation?
First of all, thank you, Danae, for inviting me. It's a pleasure and honor being here among all of you. I'm from the HR department, and I represent NAVARONE top management as well. First, I want to say a few words. NAVARONE is a family-owned ship management company, currently operating 26 bulk carriers with strong expertise in polar waters and ice navigation. Our workforce counts nearly 1,000 people, including headquarters, manning agencies, and crew. And this year, we're very happy and proud of celebrating 55 years of presence in the global shipping industry. So, attracting new talent. When we talk about attracting new talent into shipping, we often focus on technical skills, digital tools, career progression, of course, competitive compensation. All of these matter. But if we truly want to engage the next generation, especially Gen Z, we must look deeper into the human element itself. This generation isn't just looking for a job. They're looking for meaning. They want to feel that their work has purpose, that they can bring their whole selves and belong to a culture where they're seen, respected, and included. At NAVARONE, we believe the foundation for attracting and retaining talent begins with a culture of values, one that promotes psychological safety, emotional well-being, and authentic human connection. When people feel cared for and trusted, they bring their best energy, creativity, and loyalty to the workplace. Attracting talent today isn't about filling positions. It's about inspiring people to join a purpose. That requires a strategic approach that goes far beyond recruitment ads or salary bands. It's about shaping the entire employee experience, how it feels to work with us, what we stand for, and how we show up every day. That's what employer branding really is, shaping how people perceive who we are and why we matter. It rests on 5 pillars: our culture, our mission and values, our unique employee value proposition, the balance of rewards, growth, and well-being we offer, our work environment, and our public perception shaped by the voices of our people. Because in the end, your employer brand isn't what you say about your company, it's what others say when you're not in the room. So how do we bring this to life? We start by being real and consistent. What people see outside should reflect what they experience inside. We go beyond salary, offering flexibility, care, and wellness initiatives that support the whole human being. We imagine recruitment, turning interviews into meaningful conversations that reflect clarity, respect, and curiosity. Because quality questions lead to quality answers, and body language speaks louder than any test. Once they join, onboarding should guide, equip, and connect, helping people feel supported from the very beginning. And finally, we invest in growth because people don't leave companies. They leave when they stop growing. At NAVARONE, this philosophy shapes everything we do. We offer in-house mental health workshops, psychoeducational training, strategic coaching to support any personal or professional challenge. We've launched parenting programs because well-being begins at home, not just at work, and created a library of carefully chosen books on leadership. communication, personal development, and of course many copies of Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. This is Satya Nadella's Microsoft CEO favorite book. He gave it to all the executives as soon as he took over. We did the same. We gave it to every manager as soon as our HR department was founded, because we wanted them to reimagine how we communicate and connect. Our guiding principle is simple. If you want a strong, future-ready organization, start by supporting the human being behind the role. If we as an industry align with what truly matters to the next generation, purpose, transparency, flexibility, and belonging, we won't need to chase talent. The right people will come, not just for what we offer, but for how we make them feel.
It's very, very important, and many companies are doing many new, weird things for the old generations, but we have to understand that these generations now are changing every 3 years. We grew up with the generations to change every 20 years, and we had plenty of time to cover the gap. Now we don't have time, so we need to go with the floor in order to continue having people on board. Because if we go for the autonomous vessels, we will not go because because we want so much, but because we don't have people to go on board. So we have to work on this, and everything you said is very important, and it's very important that you, as a family, you take care of it, and you are part of the family, and you take care of the HR. And this is very important, and why we have you here today, and thank you very much. Panagiota and Captain Panagiota, look, we know Panagiota. I know Panagiota all the years I work, 25 years. And when she told me I'm Captain Panagiota, I said, oh, wow. Because before 25 years, there was no other Captain Panagiota. It was one captain, Captain Panagiota. So, Panagiota, sorry for not the captain. You are also, of course, a captain. That's very important for me to be here. And I would like to discuss a little bit about diversity on board. Okay, there is a lot of discussions. What's going on, challenges, policies. With everybody is talking about diversity on board. And we would like you to tell us how can we improve it, because you're monitoring this problem, I can say, because it is a problem and we have to find solutions many years.
Good afternoon from my end as well. We are the privileged panel, I think, because we have you as a mediator. Good morning to all. I've seen many people I know from all the industry. And thank you for this invitation. I'm not having so much to say. I'll just congratulate on this gathering. Now, for the diversity, I don't know if I am the proper example, because I am the example of diversity myself. So now on the question how the female in general emerged in this industry, I'm not quite sure if today it is a representative day, because we are so many women here. Maybe the balance is on the diverse way today. Now going back on some of the survey numbers I got from WISTA, Women's International Trading Association, I got that in general, in 2024 survey, it seems that there was only 1% of female joining the seafarers pool. So apparently in Greece, it is a good indication. This is a global number, and it is apparently a little bit of disappointing. And
Greece, I think we're going to 7. Huh? The percentage is 7.
Yeah, but globally. But here, it is quite low. I know that the ESG, and coming back to the previous panel, and picking up what Mrs. Corina, she was saying before about the women, to see more and more in the female. And the problem here, starting from my position, there are percentage low, but they are driving direction towards to have more women on board. There are practical issues. Starting my years back in '97, there is definitely some stereotype on this work. There are practical issues for the women on board, but now the things have changed because the ships, like you're mentioning, autonomous shipping. So it looks like the operator is most likely to be either women or men, so it doesn't make the difference. But in the past, it was practical issues, and that was the main problem. Now, on the opposite, if I say my position, joining this group 97, coming back to this position, because I have been one from the lucky in this area of the shipping, I will say that on the shore personnel, I think the percentage is higher. It reaches about 20%.
It's
I think.
more than 30. 30.
Here again, globally, you mean? Globally, yes.
Globally is 20, here is 30 to 40.
30 to 40, yes. And again, from the WISTA survey, it comes that there are also a high percentage of above 35% that they belong on the board of the shipping and maritime sectors. So this is a positive thing for the female. Again, I'm not saying that we have to go exceeding. It should be a balance. Always there should be a balance. I have been on the maritime sector on board. There are numerous of things while I was being a seafarer that I couldn't do, and my colleagues as a female have to do, so we have to keep the balance. That was my feedback on that. What we are doing as a company, and I would say a very, very important thing on that, it is that you should develop culture. And it depends on the composition of the fleet, the vessel of the type. It is different. On a tanker vessel, it is a different. On a container vessel, it is a different. On a bulk carrier vessel. And certainly nationalities, it is very important. And you have to to develop your culture. There are different attitudes in between male and female. So if you can find the balance, you can serve this diversity. Thank you.
I agree. What we are discussing also, and with other associations, is that it's important to have more than one woman on board. I mean, the women need to have also other women on board. And this is something that I think that many companies are working.
Yeah, this is the culture. We say that there should have someone to talk. You have to also develop the culture to the remaining male on seafarers to understand that she has also a position. And she has also to understand that they have a position. We don't want to go the other way, the other direction of the shipping. We have to find a balance because we need them and they need us.
Exactly.
So this is exactly how it works on board. So
I want to say that just that in the Greek academies, of the merchant academies, I want to tell you that recently they started having restrooms for women. I mean, the women were not having their rooms, the way to go around. And the reason was that the percentage was very, very small. Now the percentage is, I was in ENESEL recently, and they told me that the percentage is around 30% now of the women. So it's great that we make it happen. And because you said that you are lucky, you are also very hardworking, sorry to say.
I will close only with one comment, starting with a few colleagues. We have been in the school together, like Karvasilis. When we started, back in '96, and this is a great development for the government as well, how they support the academies, because they need to support the academies. It is that we have been allowed to joining this pool, 10 women from the entire Greece, and it was only Scholias Propyrgou. By the way, I wish good luck. I've seen 3 ladies in the restroom from
yes,
the
Aenas Propyrgou. From
Okay, yes. So, yes, this is a gradual development because I've seen now that they pass with examination, and it is the same balance. So whoever wants to join this now seafarers pool, he has the equal opportunity.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Konstantine, we will go now. You know, you are the youngest in the panel. So you have to tell us about the generational gap, what's going on. You're continuing a great name and company. And also you are a family that you all love shipping, which is not easy for our parents to bring this love to all of us. This has happened. Your father is here, my mother is here, so they are here to see what's going on. But okay, you are much younger than me. Okay, I don't want to steal. But what I want to say is, what's going on? What do you see? What is your perception on this? And how can we bridge this gap that everybody says that we're recently having bigger and bigger in our offices and on board.
Thank you, Danae. I'm just a bit younger, not a lot younger than you. Yeah, in the offices, both in the offices and on the vessels, currently we have different generations with very different characteristics. We have the young generations that they are very tech savvy, they can follow the digital platforms, the softwares, they can follow the fast pace of the industry very easily. And on the other side, we have older generations with their seamanship. They have better situational awareness of what's going on the vessels. So currently we need both. We need to not to bridge the gap, but to manage and make this generation work together for the benefit of the company to run safely and efficiently. I think we have a lot of tools nowadays that we can use. That's what we're doing in our company. We're using the simulators used for the seafarers. We're using them for the office personnel. So we have started a course that brings the personnel that hasn't had seagoing experience to pass by the simulator, and at the same time we're using the older generation as the tutor on these simulators. I think another way to tackle these differences is more visits on board, because for people that have studied in the universities in Athens and all over the country, it's very good to have this experience, even for a day. I think, yes, that's but the main point is that these generations should work together. We're not looking to bridge the gap. We're looking to take the benefits that we can take from both generations.
And this is very important, and also to support each other, to exchange views and the good practices, but also the bad practices, because this is shipping. We don't know what will happen the next moment, the next second. So never mind to do mistakes. The thing is to learn from them. What I can see is that when we go to the schools, the young children, they don't see if you are a man or a woman. They just see your passion and if you like what you are doing. And this is what we have to pass to all of them. Alex, you would have also Marina. We will have her next time. You are on board. You are also a volunteer of Yes Forum, and you are helping us a lot. We also go to the schools together. I would like to ask you, what do you see on board? What's going on? And here we're not in order to, to accuse or to blame or to say only the good points. But what do you see as a young man going on board and by having all this experience, not only through Yes Forum, but from your university, from the company you travel, and what you have to share with us?
I would like to welcome everybody. Thank you very much for the invitation. On board, we have diverse characters. And the thing is that if somebody is focused on progressing in his life or her life, they can progress and they can do miracles. From my perspective, I have worked also with women the last years. They are amazing on when they are focused and they are willing to contribute to the whole team, and as well to be a part of the team that will progress the things on board. I would say that I have seen many people that come on board that are willing to prosper in their lives and become even more professionals from day-to-day life on board.
But you see this being challenging. Okay, you have not traveled so many years, but I think you have been on board how many times till now?
Let's say the last 10 years.
The last 10 years. You have been many times on board. So let me say, not what problems, we're not here to analyze all the problems or all the solutions, but what you see improving or not improving?
I would say that we need, let's say, to improve a little bit the connectivity on board, because the last years we have mentioned the mental health that is on board a crucial factor.
But, sorry to do it interactive, it's not bringing the people on board away, because they say that the more connectivity they have, the more they don't communicate with each other.
it's somehow a dilemma. If you have very fast internet, you will have isolation. And you will not have safety. You will, let's say, compromise.
So the number one, for your opinion, remains to be the good internet. Because this is what the statistics say.
You need to have very, let's say, fast internet, but you need to have, let's say, control of the access.
Okay.
Otherwise, you will have compromised safety on board.
With the young generations, and this is the last, and I will go to George, but the young generations, you see that they are having this multitasking or less than before?
Let's say the new generation, they have, let's say, they are willing to offer, but they don't know the way. So
Okay.
if we...
So you believe that it needs more training to the multitasking world of the vessel?
If we give focused training on some areas, they can prosper. If we just start, let's say, freighting them with all the safety matters, they will just be more conserved in themselves.
Okay, okay. So it's they don't take initiatives as it was happening maybe a few years before.
They are a bit afraid. And,
A bit afraid. Okay, so it's right what you say. We were all afraid when we were young. But the thing is that it's important to see how it goes on board because, okay, I'm judging from my father and from many captains that I know many years, and Captain Panagiota, that they were saying, if I want something, it will happen. This is not anymore the case, so I think that we need to empower a little bit this, that we need them. We need them to be part of this society. The
They need
captains, the
guidance.
engineers.
They need guidance and also we need the transition, but we need also the, let's say, the old school seamanship in order to implement it.
Of course, you are right. The good role models. And when we are going away, not to forget to create, before leaving or retiring from shipping, not to forget that we have to create the next generation. And now with the training and the upskilling and everything, George Poularas, and welcome you all also. Are we prepared for this 2030? I don't know what will happen until 2030. Let's remind you that in 1 month we will be having 2026, 1 month and a half. And until 2030, they say that we have to train 800,000 seafarers. We have to create another 150,000. And, you know, the #1 power in the world, Greece, is not having more than 200 or 300 extra seafarers every year, and 1,000 getting retired. So what do you believe that we need to do? Because there is also a European problem, and I will say that this is a problem. What do you believe, the right steps, what to do in order to evolve, how you see human element evolving in today's maritime landscape? Because there is a lot of, I cannot say, we are optimistic, we want to be, but the numbers talk, and we do not make something for the numbers to be better.
Thank you, Danae, and good morning to all. Thank you for the kind invitation, first of all. Yes, human element. Human element is at the heart of our business. Irrespective if there are technological advancements, automation, the people on board are running the ships. People on board are taking the decisions, and those that are maintaining the safety and performance standards. This is unchanged. What actually has changed is the context that the seafarers operate every day. With the geopolitical conflicts, the increase of automation, the compliance with more strict regimes, all these things create some complexity and create also anxiety on board. And this obliges us from the office to change our approach towards the ship, meaning that we have been traditionally very instructional, but now we have to make an approach more empathetic and ideally inspirational towards the seafarers. In order to achieve a long-term retention and maintain also the well-being of our seafarers, I think we have to focus on 3 basic pillars, 3 main areas. First of all is to build trust. Is to build trust with our seafarers. Our seafarers They do not expect from us to know everything, but they expect from us to be present, to listen to them, to support them. It's very important. The seafarers, they do not stay only for the contract, but they basically stay and stay longer for the culture of the company, and they align with the culture of the company. That's a very important thing. Second is on the office side, is as regards the leadership, how we appear to our seafarers. We have to be visible, we have to be approachable, we have to listen to them. The seafarers have voice, and their voice must be heard. It is very, very important. The third element is the procedural one, the standard one, but we do already, is basically to provide career paths, clear career paths, progression, development, training, to give people promotion opportunities in order to develop and see future with us. Yeah, those basically are the main areas that we have to focus on that, yeah.
And feel that they are part of us. It's very, very important. This is what you said, and it's important. We have here companies, some companies that they are more, not let's say newly established. Newly established will mean the last 50 years. But we also have companies that they are more than 100 or 1,200 years in shipping, so it's important that we all agree. So we're having 8 minutes, one and a little bit, in order to keep the time. I think it's the first navigator, we keep the time and we try to do it. So I will go with the other question that I had to do very quickly to each of you, but I would like to be, more quick in order to finish on time. Josephine, how can we address the shipping companies, the mental health challenges that we discuss again and again in the workplace?
So when we talk about mental health, we're not just addressing an HR issue, we're confronting the human condition of our workforces across industries. I would like to expand a little beyond shipping. Burnout, anxiety, and emotional fatigue have become alarmingly common, and shipping is no exception. I will mention some surveys. In one of the larger surveys on employee well-being conducted by Ernst & Young Greece, last EAP and the University of Athens, results revealed a deepening mental health crisis. Symptoms of anxiety, depression, and loneliness have intensified, while more than half of employees report burnout. Almost 1 in 2 experience psychosomatic symptoms, such as weakness, dizziness, or fatigue.
But the burnout is part of our life. Shipping is not stopping even a minute. I mean, we cannot stop being in shipping.
No, no.
We cannot stop. I mean, shipping is shipping.
Shipping is
this
shipping.
is it, sorry to say.
And also research confirms that both onboard and shore-based teams experience significant strain. Challenges differ. Isolation or fatigue at sea, digital overload and constant urgency ashore. But consequences can be just as adverse. Mm-hmm. So, what can we do? Well-being must be viewed as a shared responsibility, not limited to one environment or role. And this is precisely where leadership must evolve. Today's workforce, as we said, seeks authenticity, inclusion, emotional safety, and purpose. They're not rejecting work, they're rejecting environments that deplete them. They want cultures that honor balance, humanity, and growth. It means we must lead differently, with awareness, courage, and empathy, shift focus from performance to potential, from authority to trust, from control and micromanagement to real connection. We can no longer afford workplaces that exhaust people. We must create ones that energize them. And that begins with listening, being present, and leading by example.
Of course, always, and I agree. Panagiota, too many titles, too many hats, yes. Too many stomach aches.
Yes.
How can we balance everything?
Okay, I will try to respond very quickly to save time because everybody watching the lunch I understand.
We have all those geopolitical NTLRs, of course, Rasmussen.
Okay.
We don't, a little bit,
I would
but
say-
this is why we give a little bit on the table.
I will say that, yes, in shipping, when we started, your father, my father, and our years, it used to be one had many roles, commercial, technical, compliance. There is a one-man show or one female show for doing everything, whatever it was. And this is why we used to see, if you remember in our business card, 4 or 5 single titles. DPA, CSO, CEO, whatever it is, all together. Now, I think nowadays, this is not sustainable. It's not sustainable any longer. And the reason we need to focus, and we are driving towards this direction as a company, is that the solution for me, it is more clarity, say empowerment and support. Meaning what? Clarity is who is doing what. Role description very clear, who is doing what. Not all, everybody do the same. Empowerment in terms of be accountable for your decision making and using your expertise, because shipping nowadays needs expertise. It is not that you can, I remember one from your, congratulations, this decarbonization panel, it was fantastic. Anyway, one of the gentlemen said, I think Mr. Zachariadis, that for the fuel you, for instance, whatever needs 4 or 5 people. And this is why we're not all technical expertise or vessel performance engineers, whatever. Now the industry looks new roles, expertise, so you have to enhance your shore staff personnel. On the onboard, on the other side, I would say something further taking from Mr. Poularas. I know that he was supporting the seafarers a lot. For the people to stay on board from our years, it is totally different. You have to give initiatives and not so many hats, as you said. And you have to provide them initiatives because we used to go on board to solve our financial issues. This is how we started shipping. Nowadays, the people, in comparison with the salaries ashore, they're not picking up this job because it is to save money. So you have to give them initiative to stay. And to stay on board, you have to give them, let's say, connectivity. You have to shorten their sea service on board. Nowadays, the people cannot stay more than 4 months. My years, they stay 2 years on board. So I think, be realistic. It is a disturbing fly here.
I think she wants to go on board.
Okay. Yes. This is my feedback very quickly. We can discuss for hours. But if you want to cut cost, do everything, and make a number of presentations speaking for the people, but you do nothing, you will end up to do nothing. So it means you have to do some investment in your people and give them life on board. Don't put them 1 year and then give them connectivity and internet without repatriating on time. Obviously, they will not stay on board.
Of course, you're right. Konstantinos, we're missing the captain and the mastro. The captain Konstantinos and the mastro Konstantinos, the engineers and the captains, like before, that they had this experience. We're missing them in our offices.
We definitely do, but unfortunately we cannot change things. So I think we should find solutions. If we're saying we don't have this and we don't have the experience, yes, we don't have it. But what can you do? If you accept that and you don't move towards a direction, you cannot do much. But I think if you have in mind that the office's purpose is to support the vessel and the crews on board, you always find that solution on how to do it. I think we are moving to an era that is not, mentoring is not enough. Cross-mentoring should happen from the older generation to the youngest and to the youngest to the older.
Alex, it's happening, this cross-mentoring, and you believe that we can keep more Greeks, because we need to have more Greeks on board. You believe that we can keep young people and Greek young people on board?
I think it is up to us to keep the Greeks on board, and if we assist them on their first steps, they will...
You feel it every time you go on board and you have other Greeks, they're young. You feel that you need to keep them on board?
It is up to their qualifications.
Okay, thanks. So you see,
it is
for the, you are right, it is for the ones that they can afford.
They need to be part of the team. If they are not part of the team and they are, let's say, try to manage by their own, it is not so easy to just keep them by force.
George, to close with you, is it possible, whatever we discuss, for this to happen? You see, we're participating together in many panels, and you have been a mentor of Yes Forum. You have helped a young person, and because we're running it to go further, and you are next to young people, as we all are. Do you see this happening? Is it possible?
One way or the other will come. And the best preparation we can do is basically to prepare ourselves and also prepare our seafarers for this coming, to provide the tools to work, to explain them that all this automation, all these enhanced tools, all these applications are not a threat, are not something that they will take them out of the vessels, but basically they will enhance their power on board. They will assist them making their duties more efficiently and more safely. The profile of the future seafarer, yes, has to change, irrespective, of course, the traditional traits of the shipping profession. They have to be data handlers. They have to work with data. They have to be very close to technology. Presume is another challenge that they will take on, and they will succeed the same way as our fathers and grandfathers succeeded with the transitions of the shipping environment.
And what I'm telling them sometimes, in order to close it, not because we have Google Maps here, the founder, but I say to them, you have everything. You have Google, Googlareto. I mean, check it in Google. You have it just in your hands. All the information is in your hand. So we have not grown with this opportunity. You have this great opportunity. Take it, grab it, and go on board, because we need more young people on board, and we need to continue what we have created so many thousands of years. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you.